Hello everyone, this is Luke with Mobile Detail Doctor. In today's video we're going to be going over how to do a basic maintenance detail for your vehicle. We recognize a lot of our clients are not either in our detail club or are in a monthly or bi-monthly package for the detail club and want to know and learn how to take care of their vehicles by themselves. There's several processes that we use while doing a maintenance detail, and we're going to go over how to do all of it in this video here. It's very important when you clean your own vehicle that you're doing it properly to avoid damage, and that you're also leaving protection behind when you're all done so that the vehicle not only stays looking great but stays protected too. Alright, so here we are going to be starting out by cleaning the wheels. I always start by cleaning the wheels of the vehicle. When you clean the wheels, it's going to get the rest of the vehicle dirty. You're going to get water on the vehicle and probably chemicals and dirt, so that is why we do it first. For the chemicals I'm using here, I have a degreaser, that's that purple chemical, and in that gray spray bottle I have just an automotive wheel cleaner that's professional grade. Really what you can use for chemicals when you're cleaning wheels is any all-purpose wheel cleaner that you can get from AutoZone. You can buy them locally, and most of the time you can actually use them on both the tires and the wheels. Just here I am using two different chemicals for that. You can also see that I'm not agitating it. The reason for that is this is a bi-weekly maintenance client shown in this video, so we see this vehicle every 2 weeks. I don't want to be scrubbing the tire sidewall every 2 weeks with a very harsh chemical that would start to degrade the rubber material. So I just spray it on, let it dwell, and pull all that dirt off. The next thing I'm doing is I'm using a Boars hair brush. You can use an assortment of different brushes here, and we usually do, but because this vehicle is already so clean, it really didn't need a whole lot of TLC on the wheels, really just a brush to get the rims and those chemicals to take care of the wheel well and the tire to get them clean. Once you're all done cleaning the wheel, you want to make sure that you give it a good rinse. Here I'm using a pressure washer, but at home, if you don't have access to a pressure washer, a hose will do just fine. Alright, so once we have finished the wheels, you can actually just let them stay wet and dry naturally with the sun and the heat. If you have a protectant product that you want to spray on the wheels, there is a lot of wheel protectant products that you can spray on. Let them dwell for 30 seconds to a minute and then rinse off. But otherwise, you can just leave them wet and let them dry. The next step here is going to be washing the vehicle. So in this video, we're using Optimum No Rinse, which is a rinseless wash solution, meaning we don't have to pre-rinse the paint before we start washing. And it's not going to have a soapy mixture. It's a polymer blend, chemical or concentrate that actually encapsulates the minerals on the surface of the vehicle and pulls them up so that while we go to dry the vehicle, we don't do any scratching. So this is a product that we use on maintenance clients. It allows us to wash the vehicle much quicker and use less water. And it's a great way to wash your vehicle at home. If you haven't already, I would highly recommend you go check out and buy a gallon or a bottle of Optimum No Rinse. It can also be diluted in a spray bottle and used for interior cleaning. It can be used to clean your glass. It can be used as a quick detailer, like a detail spray to touch up the outside of your vehicle. So overall, it's a great chemical to have for at-home maintenance, and it's one of the, if not the best or the most important chemical that you can buy. I would highly recommend you try it out and explore the different uses you can get out of it. But the way we're doing this is we have 2 buckets. You really can only use one if you want, but I have one bucket dedicated to rinsing out my wash media, which is my wash mitt, and then the other bucket is dedicated for that Optimum No Rinse solution. So that way we're not introducing any dirt that gets stuck in the wash mitt into our wash solution bucket. Like I said, you can use one bucket at home. It's not necessary, but if you're only going to use one bucket, I would highly recommend you use the Gary Dean washing method, which is essentially using a bunch of microfiber towels, dipping them in your wash solution, and once they leave the bucket, they never return. Basically, you flip your towel, you get 8 sides out of every microfiber towel. As you flip them, So you use all 8, and then once you're done with that towel and it is dirty, it does not get reintroduced into the bucket. So you can do it that way as well. Now, if you don't have access to Optimum No Rinse at home, that's fine. You can, still do a normal hand wash where you rinse off your vehicle first. Use 1 or 2 buckets with, an automotive soap in it, something pH neutral that you can buy locally. You wash the vehicle, and then when you're done, you rinse it down again. Here, because we're using Optimum No Rinse, I am able to very carefully and lightly, you can see I'm using very little pressure on my wash mitt. I'm mostly just letting it glide over the surface. That way I'm avoiding any scratching, and we're just getting a good wash, and then we're drying right after. And that is the power of Optimum No Rinse, is that we do not have to rinse the vehicle before or after we wash. So I'm just giving it a good bath, working in straight lines using very little pressure, and that's the biggest thing while you're washing a vehicle. You want to make sure that you're using your wash media in straight lines, never scrub in circular motions, and you want to work your way from top down. So you can see that I started with the roof of the vehicle, and then I'm working my way down. The reason for that is the lower parts of your vehicle are always going to be the dirtiest. The bumpers and the lower parts, especially behind the tires, are always going to be very filthy. So you can see in this video I actually have a second wash mitt that I'm using that's specifically dedicated to the lower parts of the vehicle and those bumpers, since they are a little bit dirtier. So that's why we are saving them for last and then drying when we're all done immediately. Another massive benefit of using Optimum No Rinse is that it will not dry and water spot your paint. So I can let it sit on there for a couple minutes and then not worry about having water spots when I'm done. Because it's a polymer blend, even if it's really hot out and that solution were to dry on the paint while I'm washing, all I would simply need to do is take my wash mitt and get the area wet again with the solution, and it completely removes any spotting. So that's the cool thing about Optimum No Rinse and the technology that it has, is it removes the effect that hard water minerals have in causing water spots. Alright, so here I just wanted to show using that other mitt on the front bumper. And you can see that after I clean it and get the front bumper mostly clean with that wash mitt, I take a Boars hair brush, a separate one, and I am just touching up all of the bumper crevices, all the trim down there, those areas that aren't going to get cleaned fully with just the wash mitt. So that's what that brush is for, and you do want to keep that separate and try to keep it clean and dirt free if possible. You can use that on the emblems, the bumper crevices, your gas cap. You can even use it on like the crevices around your windows and stuff, just to be a little bit more detailed and get all of that dirt and not miss anything during your wash process. Alright, once the vehicle is fully washed and dried, now we're going to go on to waxing the wheels. So here we're using a spray wax. I spray it onto the rim, and I'm just wiping it in with a soft microfiber towel here, brand new and clean. We're wiping it in and then using another side of the microfiber to kind of buff it off. Now, while this product that we use is not current anymore, we actually use a much stronger, much more durable, and much easier to apply sealant now on the wheels. You can still use any type of spray wax or spray sealant on these wheels and use a very similar process where you just spray it on and buff it in, and then use another side of that towel to do a buff off and get any residue. Alright, and to finish off the wheels, I will use a tire shine. It's an aerosol tire shine that I use in this video, but you can use any tire shine you want. They come in aerosols, they come in sprays, and they come in liquid applied tire shine as well, that will you use an applicator with. So there's a ton of different options, and you can explore those at your local auto parts store. But essentially here in this video you'll see that I just shake the aerosol can up, I apply it to the tire, and then I'm good to go. I walk away, and as that white foam will slowly turn to, it'll shine the tire up and give it that glossy look. Alright, so the vehicle is fully clean and we have gotten the wheels addressed. Now in this clip here, I'm actually claying the windows. So this is an additional step That's not 100% necessary, but it's something that I do on my maintenance clients pretty regularly. When the windows are just very difficult to clean, because it's a clear, translucent surface, we want it to be perfectly clean or you're going to be able to see any dirt. So that's why I pull out the clay bar. It helps me get that extra dirt, those extra smudges, and any embedded contamination that gets stuck on the windows to make my life easier when I need to go clean them in the final round, especially on the inside. So just claying the windows real quick. You can also clay any paint, any bugs, tar, or sap that are stubborn and hard to get off. You can use the clay bar for that. It'll help you pull off that excess contamination. Alright, and then the last step for the outside, waxing it or sealing it. We're still using that same wax that we use on the wheels. It's the same product. But here all we're doing is we're using one side of our microfiber. We're spraying a few sprays of that wax into that microfiber towel and then spreading it out onto the vehicle. And then using another side of the microfiber, flipping it over to then buff it off. In this example, I'm not really doing a whole lot of buffing just because this wax is very, very easy to work with, so you can mostly just apply it and kind of walk away almost. But traditionally, and now currently in my business, we would be using two towels. One towel would be dedicated to applying the product and spraying it into that towel, and then another one would be dedicated to just buffing it off. That way we get the maximum gloss and make sure we're getting any residue or excess product that gets laid down off of the paint and off of the glass, off of the trim. But everything is going to get waxed here. It's going to include the glass, all the trim, all the paints, and then the wheel faces already got waxed as well. Now, one thing I also want to mention here, you can see that I'm really working the product in. Again, this is not necessary. This is for this specific wax. I didn't really need to buff it off fully, so I just spent a little more time working it into the surface. But traditionally, with the current waxes and sealants that you're going to get from your local auto parts store or on the market, you definitely want to have two separate towels, like I had mentioned, one for applying the product and then one for pulling it off and buffing it off. So you can be a little bit more concentrated with that, but still working in straight lines, not working in circular motions to avoid any surface scratching, and using very little pressure. It may look like I'm using a lot, but I'm using very, very little pressure in this clip. Alright, now the exterior is completely clean and protected. It's time to get the inside done. So I start by wiping everything down. I do my wipe down first, and the reason I don't go straight to vacuuming is during the wipe down process or the interior cleaning process, a lot of dust and dirt is going to get kicked down from all those plastic surfaces, from the seats and stuff like that onto the carpet. So I don't like to work it over myself and give myself, more work to do. So I start by cleaning the dashboard here. I usually will start on the driver's side dash, work from the top and work my way down, and then also work from the middle of the vehicle out, obviously out the door. That way I keep myself simple, I keep myself grounded, and don't forget any surfaces on the inside while I'm cleaning. Working top down also, it works out with gravity. You don't want to work from the bottom up. Obviously, as dirt falls and as you knock it off of those different surfaces, it's going to fall onto the surfaces below and around it. So that's why we work top down. And working from the middle of the vehicle out just helps me stay organized and remember to do everything. But you can see I'm also opening up all the compartments here. I'm moving the steering wheel and I'm fully extending it. That way I can get to all those areas that you normally can't access. And I'm just giving everything a good wipe down. I use a Boars hair brush in the beginning of this clip, as you could see, to dust the vent areas and stuff. So if you have any random dust and random dirt that's kind of stuck in the crevices or difficult to clean or get with your towel, that's what you can pull out that brush for. So once I finish the dash and the inside area, I'm then going to do the door panels and the door entry. The door entry is basically just the kicking board as you get into the vehicle. Typically will have a lot of scuffs on it from your shoe. But again, when I'm doing the door panel, working my way from the top to the bottom, using that brush to get in the cracks and crevices, and then The cleaner I'm using to do the inside is Optimum No Rinse. So I'm using it at a dilution of, I think it's 1 to 16 to clean the inside, and then I'm using a spray wax or a protectant product when I'm done as well, just to give a little bit of added shine and protection to the vehicle. But as you can see, this vehicle is really clean already. I am doing just basic dusting and getting really small amounts of dirt, but generally speaking, this vehicle is already clean. So that is the beauty of doing maintenance. Rather than letting your vehicle get extremely dirty and making the cleaning job very taxing and very invasive, cleaning it once every week, 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even every month if you don't use your vehicle that often, is a great way to keep it in pristine shape without having to do a massive cleaning job every time, or hire a detailer for that matter if you want to do it yourself. Vehicle done, and those door panels, we've gotten the dashboard and the door panels pretty much done at this point on the driver's side of the car. So then, as I go around to the back to do the back passenger side of the vehicle, I'll also get the back of the driver's seat and just wipe that down while I'm at it. Just makes it easier and makes my life simpler. And then I'll also wipe down the console, the back of it and the sides of it in between the seats. You can see I'm doing that here now. Once I've done that, I will move to the door entry area, which again is going to be that kicking board where you're going to get a lot of the scuffs from your shoes getting into and out of the car. And then lastly, I'll do that door panel that's right behind me right now in this clip. So just keeping myself organized, and as you kind of develop your own interior cleaning process, you'll get better at it, you'll get faster at it, and you'll be less likely to forget certain areas. So and this is all before I do any vacuuming or anything. So I'm just getting those surfaces addressed before I do the major crumb, dirt, and dust removal with the vacuum. Alright, I went ahead and just skipped the rest of the interior cleaning, but here I'm showing 303 protectant. It's a interior protectant product that I finish off the vehicle with. I'm going to use this on all of the plastics, all the vinyls, and all of the leather inside the vehicle. So to apply it, you really don't, this specific product, if you want to use it, is an awesome interior protectant. You can buy it locally at AutoZone, O'Reilly's, anything like that, and you really don't need a lot of it. A little goes a long way with this stuff. So I just do a couple sprays, wipe it onto the surface, and if there's any streaking or excess, I'll use another side of my microfiber towel to wipe that down and kind of buff it in. But it leaves a great appearance behind it. It'll darken the plastics up a little bit, and it doesn't leave a greasy finish, which is awesome. Some interior dressings have a greasy feeling to them and even look that way sometimes. So that's something you don't have to deal with this specific one, and it's fairly affordable. I think it's like $6 to $10 at your local auto parts store. So I'm basically just going to go back and wipe down everything with this product. Now, initially, in looking back, from what my current process is to what my old process used to be, because this vehicle was so clean, I really could have skipped the first wipe down I did and really just done it with this product. And that's something you can do to save time. Unless your vehicle has gone a month plus without a good cleaning, you really probably can just go straight to the protectant application, because you're going to be doing that light dusting and light dirtiness cleaning with this product and your towel, without having to pull out and do a whole extra step and use other products and chemicals to do it. So looking back, that would have been a little bit smarter and saved me some time, but it's never a bad thing to go above and beyond and do the best cleaning job you can. So just a quick tip of advice for you guys at home to save you some time is, as long as your vehicle is not super dirty, go ahead and just go straight to this step, as you'll get basically the same result that I do in this video without that extra cleaning and unnecessary wipe down beforehand. Alright, so in this clip, while I do the last finishing touches on the driver's side with that protectant, wanted to go over really quickly how I clean the windows and the door jambs, because I didn't do that in this video, unfortunately. So the product I use to clean the windows and the door jambs is the same product I use to clean the interior, Optimum No Rinse Diluted, either 1:16 or 1:64. Again, you can get this product online through Amazon or anything like that. So when I'm cleaning the door jambs, I'm just doing a basic wipe down using a new towel, obviously, for all these different surfaces. That's something I want to mention. You do not want to be using the same towels with different chemicals and for different purposes. They'll get cross-contaminated and full of different product and gunked up. So I'm grabbing new towels for all of this. And when I do windows specifically, I do grab 2 towels when I'm doing those. 1 towel to clean the window and use with the product, and then 1 towel to do the final buff off, or remove all the streaks, all the smudges, and leave that perfect clarity in the glass when I'm done. Using 2 towels is going to make your life a lot easier than having to try to rotate the towel and getting it full of product and chemicals. So that's just something I didn't show in this video. The last thing I did when I was all done with that was I did a quick vacuum of the seats and the carpets to get everything squared away. But that pretty much is it, and you guys will see the finished product here in a second. I want to thank you all for watching and taking your time today to tune in. A thank you to Mr. Sampson for bringing this video up. Unfortunately, it got removed from my channel, but very glad to have it back up, and I hope this helps you maintain your vehicles at home. If you have any additional questions or comments or anything you want to ask me, please feel free to do so. You can reach us directly through calling us or texting us or reaching out with an email. Anything that you want to bring to us, just please let us know. We'll be happy to help you out. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Please don't forget to like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more detailing content.